Hi everyone, in this video I will talk about conditional statement and R loops. So in R, for the conditional statement we have if, else, and R loops we have for loop, while loop, and repeat loop. So all of the loop in here we can stop, or we can also move to next, or we can also break the loop. So let's open a studio and give some example about conditional statement and R loop to have better understanding of them. So this is our studio, for example, if L, let's say x equal to 3, control enter, and then if else, if x greater than 0, then print something to the screen. For example, saying that is greater than 0, and if it not, then x is smaller or equal to 0. Control enter, and here you see here x is greater than 0. Let's say 0, x is smaller or equal to 0, minus 10, enter, x is smaller or equal to 0. And for if else statement, so the general syntax is if, for example, x, let's say equal to minus 3. And if x greater than 0, then print x greater than 0. And else if x equal to 0, then print something x equals to 0. And the last case is else print x smaller than 0. For example, here control enter, and here we have x smaller than 0. Let's say x is 0 here. And this is the general form of if-else statement. We can also have simpler if-else statement, for example, just like this, without else, only if. So in here, nothing will be printed out because x is 0, and here we only print out this text if x is greater than 0. Or we can have like this, if and else. Example, let's say that's minus 3. Here it will bring out x is smaller than 0, which is this case. And the general form of if-else statement is like this. If else, if you have another case, you can put if else in here, else if in here, and then the last case always else. And for loop we have for x in 1 to 10, print x, for example. Control enter, it will print out 1 to 10. And while loop, for while and repeat loop, we need to have the counter. For example, I equals to 1, and then y, I smaller than 10, let's say here, and then print I. And then we need to increase the counter. I equals I plus 1. So Let's see, control enter, it will print out I from 1 to 9. When I equals to 10, it violates these conditions and nothing will be printed out and the loop stops. And repeat the same. For example, I equals 1. Repeat the following code. For example, print I and then I equal I plus 1, and then we need to stop the loop, otherwise it just repeat this code unlimited of times. Yeah, so we should say that break the loop if I greater than 10, then break. So if I greater than 10, the loop will stop. Select all, control enter here. And for nested loop, we can have nested loop with for, while, and repeat, or the mixture of them. For example, the simple nested loop with for I in 1 to 10 and for j in, let's say, 3 to 6. And then I want to print out, paste the following text. I equals I and j equal j. Let's print out. Here in the first outer loop, I equals 1, and then j runs from 3 to 6, and the second loop, and so on. And break could be applied for the for loop, while loop, or yes, and repeat. And next means skip one loop. For example, for I in 1 to 10, if I equals, let's say, 5, next. If not, just print out I. For example, control enter here. It will run from 1 to 3 to 4. When I equals 5, it skip every code, all of the code after next here. And stop. So stop here. Control enter here. So in contrast to next, stop will stop the program, stop the whole program here with a message that we provided here. So we should only use stop in certain case. Okay, and now let's do some exercises. For example, create an R script to check if a given n value is the prime number or not. And in this case, a prime number is the number that divisible by only 1 and itself. And 1 is not prime number. Yeah, for example, if given n equals 97, and this is prime number. And now we need to check whether this is prime number or not, just using the for loop, break, if, else. Not allowed to use other. So first we need to check if n is 1, because 1 is not prime number. So if n equal to 1, then print down not prime number. And else, so now we need a loop for, let's say, I in 1 to n. If this is just n minus 1. So if n divisible by y by I, sorry, this is 2, should be 2, equals 0, then we say that n is not prime number. And then if the loop finished, it means that n is prime number. If n is not a prime number, and we should break, exit the loop. If n is equal to n minus 1, then prime number. Let's run this and check. So this is prime number. 96, not a prime number. Not a prime number. Yeah. Thanks for your interest in this video. Now let's move to the next video.